So here is our first glimpse of what Operations is going to look like, and in part how it's actually going to play. Frontier have also revealed they're improving the graphics in Elite Dangerous, specifically in the new stellar lighting. More on that further into the video. All of this was just revealed by Frontier and their official video, and got a bit of an early glimpse of this late last week. So here is that information. Hopefully you're going to enjoy it. So what is Operations, for those of you who don't know? Well, Operations is a new way of playing Elite Dangerous. Basically, you jump into what to all intents and purposes is a lobby, and you'll then have access to 6 multi-stage variable challenge scenarios, all of which you can team up with from anywhere in the galaxy. You just have to dock somewhere. It's also worth keeping in mind that there's going to be more scenarios that are planned later after launch. Frontier will probably be releasing these as regular content drops. So yeah, Frontier's framing here is that this will keep evolving. It's not a one-off, and it looks to be like a new platform that's built directly into Elite. So the way this all plays, this is some new material here. These are relatively short clips, but they give you a bit of an idea of what is going on. So Operations can play out in 2 different ways. You can play out inside the ships, or you can play out on foot. Obviously, that does mean you need Odyssey. Now, what we're seeing here is the in-ship version, and the example here is the operation called Firestorm Rescue. We've seen something very similar to this recently with one of the community goals where you need to jump into a burning station, and who knows, Frontier may have been testing something there with all of that. So this is a ship-based operation. You're going to need to fly into a station that's completely locked down, and as you can see in the in-progress footage here, this isn't final. What happens is you start out in the Operation Runner. This is a brand new ship whose whole purpose is letting you launch an operation regardless of where you're currently docked in the galaxy. You'll have a squad leader who sends you an invite. Everyone who accepts the invite will be joining a holding screen, and this will show your loadout as well as the other things such as what ship you're flying. Now, each operation has 2 difficulty options, and they can be played both ship-based as well as on foot, or even a mix. Some will transition from ship to foot further into the mission. Now, Frontier didn't go into detail on what they mean by difficulty options, so we'll have to wait and see on exactly what that entails. So in the mission here, you'll fly from the runner to the attacked station. In this particular example, it's Wheat's Vision. Now, once you arrive there is a problem because you can't get inside. The blast doors are actually sealed. Now, there's 2 ways in. You can hack them, or you can force them with firepower. And this seems to be a theme throughout the entire Operations update. You'd get the various different ways of approaching things, and the hack or shoot choice is something that does seem to be somewhat recurring. Now, the rescue itself, once the doors are open, you can go inside the burning station. You scoop up the survivors, but there's criminals that are actually actively driving the heat up with external environmental jammers and incinerators placed around the dock. And that means the hostages trapped inside are going to die without your intervention. So that leaves you with the same choice again. You can kill the jammers with firepower, or you can hack the incinerators to buy you extra time on the temperature. So yeah, you do have a choice on how you want to approach this. The next step, of course, is the rescue itself. You need to transport the survivors to the nearby rescue megaship. It's also worth pointing out that these missions do have failure modes. For example, you can fail at multiple points within this specific operation. And there is somewhat of a juggling act behind that, because you've got to fight the hostiles you'll find there, you've got to extract survivors, enough of them, you've got to manage the heat as well, and well, all of these things are going on all at once. Neglect any one of them or foul at any one of them, and you'll risk the mission being a failure, and you'll also have to forfeit the rewards. Now, on death, if you do happen to die, if your ship's destroyed, and I assume this will also apply if you're on foot and you get shot and die, you will respawn back at the Operation Runner. You won't respawn back at whatever location you're at in the galaxy. You'll stay within the mission parameters itself in this self-contained environment. That means you'll be able to redeploy immediately. So dying is kind of just a setback. It's not the problem we're used to, where you could be transported at many hundreds, if not thousands of light years to a completely different location. It's also worth noting that if there's a megaship anywhere in the galaxy or a station anywhere in the galaxy, you'll be able to dock and join your friends on these operations. So yeah, you could be all the way on the other side of the galaxy with your megaship, and you can still play together with your friends who are in the bubble. So we've got a bit of an insight onto how this is all going to play out, although, I'm going to be perfectly frank here and say what this operation is essentially the same as what we've had with the recent community goal and what we've had for many years now with the burning stations from the first time the Targoids attacked. So it's basically the same gameplay that's been dressed in a slightly different way, although to be perfectly fair here, there are some differences such as hacking the doorway as well as managing the heat inside the station. We've spoken before about the mission rewards themselves. These are credits, materials, they can be merits as well if you're playing in power play mode, and of course there is the brand new Merc coin, which is a brand new earnable currency that allows you to access the new rewards that are a part of this update. Now, there was another announcement that I mentioned right at the start of the video. That is a slight graphic rework. This is the stellar lighting change. Now, this is coming alongside operations on the 30th of June, and Frontier are reworking the stellar lighting as well as the galactic background. Overall then, the look of the star classes and how the galaxy looks on the star map are going to be a little bit different. Some of these are quite a lot different, and some of them are just very subtly different. I'm going to play back the screenshots on the screen right here. I'm not going to analyse them in depth because I think the changes are self-evident, but more worth being aware of what's going on here. And yeah, lighting has been a problem in Elite Dangerous ever since Odyssey was released, at least in my opinion, and this goes a long way towards improving it. Although, again, to be perfectly fair, Frontier have improved the lighting over the course of the past few years. And yeah, I'd like to see a few more improvements on this as well. What's going on is that Elite originally kind of shipped with intense and dramatic star coloration. When Odyssey released the on-foot gameplay, they softened that lighting right down, and yes, many of us noticed it. Frontier are admitting this in their recent devlog, and they're quite happy to change it. It's just taken a time to get right around to fully changing it. And this rework is aimed at bringing back the variety that we used to have, whilst still working for the on-foot gameplay. There is somewhat of a scale caveat here that's worth mentioning though. This touches on virtually every single planet and every backdrop in the galaxy. So even small changes do need some very careful and extensive testing, because obviously you change one thing, it does have a knock-on effect, especially on an in-game world and environment of this scale. Now, you'll also notice they've reworked the galactic background. This includes the stellar dust, and all of this is using real-world reference imagery for more of a slight better variation on contrast. And this I do feel looks very different, and I actually do much prefer the new variation, although that is subjective and maybe not everyone will feel the same way about that. So there we have it. That's everything Frontier have discussed more or less in the recent devlog. Gives us a bit of an insight as to what to expect from the operations update and how those missions are going to play out, and of course the new improved graphics on the stellar lighting. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comment section below, because I'd love to hear from you. Meanwhile, if you want to check another video out, there's one on the screen right here. Thanks for watching this video all the way through. Do take care, and I'll catch you next time.